Hey fam, welcome back. In this video, I'm very excited to be sharing my bronzer collection with you guys. I'm going to be going over every bronzer in my collection and swatching all of them for you as well. So if that sounds interesting to you, go ahead and stay tuned. We're going to get into it right now. Before we hop into the video, I have something very quick to share with you guys. One of my oldest, dearest friends, Chrissy, started a brand new Etsy shop. It is called RGA Creations, and I think was probably her very first customer. My girl has started to create these gorgeous wreaths by hand. I picked up this beautiful one for Halloween. I thought it was so cute. And I wanted to show you guys how she carefully packaged everything in the box with this great bubble wrap. This wreath was so adorable. I think it was around $30. I was so excited. It is so cute with the little witch boot and everything like that. I will leave her Etsy shop linked in the description box, and I encourage you guys to check it out. She does such beautiful work. She's got a lot of great wreaths for fall, but I love Halloween and I just couldn't resist. This wreath was so adorable. So now that I showed it to you guys, I can finally use it on my own door, and I just had to share this. It was so cute. I'm so incredibly proud of her, and I can't wait for you guys to check out her stuff. But now, without further ado, let's go ahead and get into the bronzers. So I thought we would have some fun today and do a bronzer collection. I have all of my bronzers, powder and cream, in this little basket. I pulled them all from my collection so they'd be nice and easy for us to go through. I have a little under 50 bronzers to go over, so if you guys really enjoy bronzers and like to see what's in my collection, this will be hopefully a very fun video for you. So our first bronzer is this one by Too Faced, this cute little pineapple bronzer. It's got a cute little pineapple mirror, and you've got a highlighter and a bronzer in this one. This is the Pineapple Paradise Strobing Bronzer in Pineapple Sun, and this is really beautiful for summertime. Got kind of like a golden highlighter and a nice bronzer. And it's hard to get it to swatch correctly. That's the bronzer there. It's definitely got a bit of a sheen to it. I feel like it definitely shows up better on the skin than it's showing up in this swatch, but it's a very pretty shade, especially in summer. The next one I have here is by Laura Geller. This is the Baked Mediterranean Bronzer in Moroccan Bronze. This is one I don't know that I've ever even used. I definitely have not reached for this for a very long time. But this is what the bronzer looks like. It's got this beautiful pattern in it. This one's definitely a little bit more orangey, but it's got like a really pretty glow. The next bronzer is this one by Oma Beauty. This is the Black Magic Carnival Barbados Highlighter. So this is actually a highlighter, but I like to use this as a bronzer topper. Inside is this humongous pan of product. It is so beautiful. It smells amazing, like a delicious coconut dessert. And that shade is so beautiful. So I really love using this over the summer as a bronzer topper. If Oma Beauty came out with this scent as a body spray or perfume, I would be like the first in line to buy it. I love the smell of this product. The next bronzer I see is this one by Hourglass. This is the Diffused Bronze Light Bronzer. This is one of their mini bronzers. And it is a beautiful marbled pan. So this one's a little bit softer and more cool toned, but a beautiful bronzer. You can see that light reflecting off. That's what that white or cream shade powder does for this bronzer. It gives us this beautiful ethereal glow. Such a gorgeous formula. I love this bronzer. Next we have this bronzer from Too Faced. This is the Milk Chocolate Soleil Bronzer. This is a matte formula. Really, really pretty shade. You can see I've gotten some use out of it. My little writing in here is starting to kind of wear off. But this is a really pretty formula, I think. It can get a teensy bit muddy if you're not careful, so I say kind of start out with a little bit and build up as you need to. But this is a really pretty formula. I really enjoyed this bronzer, and I think this is really pretty packaging. Next I have a bronzer from Kylie Cosmetics. This is the shade Khaki. This is one I have not tried yet, but the shade looks really beautiful. And that's like another cooler tone, more natural shade bronzer, which I think will be really beautiful, especially going into winter. The next bronzer is this one from Guerlain. This is the Terracotta Bronzing Powder. This is one I picked up from TJ Maxx for about $30, which a $30 bronzer at TJ Maxx, y'all know this was an expensive one. I've only used this maybe one time. You can see that the pattern here in the center is still in pretty good condition. But this is a really beautiful formula. I believe this is one of Makeup by Shayla's favorite bronzers, if I'm not mistaken. And it is really beautiful. I really like Guerlain, and that packaging is stunning. Also do a little swatch. And that's like definitely on the lighter side. Hard to see the swatch, but it's like almost like a peachy bronze. Very pretty. Next I have this bronzer from Colourpop. This is the Coconut Beach Pressed Powder Bronzer. This is another one I don't believe I have used yet. That's why it's good to do these kinds of videos so I can just refamiliarize myself with what's in my collection. That is a beautiful bronzer shade. I think that'll be really nice for my skin tone. This next bronzer is another one from Too Faced. This is the Chocolate Gold Soleil Bronzer. And this one is a little bit more of a glowy bronzer. You see there's like a bit of a glitter sheen through it, but it doesn't look too glittery on your face. It is a very like beautiful rich tone, and I love this shimmery formula. I finally used this for the first time not that long ago, and I really liked it. It just gives a nice sheen. It's really beautiful. Next we have this product from Morphe. This is the Celebutant Bronzer. It's got a bronzer and a contour powder, and this is what it looks like. This is one I haven't used too much. This one was super raved about when it first came out. Everybody was talking about this Celebutant color. So I picked it up from Ulta. I've used it here or there. It's not a bad product at all. It's just not one I reach for too often, and maybe one that I end up decluttering down the line. But for now, I'm gonna go ahead and hang on to it. See if I can get some more use out of it. It's definitely not a bad product. We'll just get some swatches. So there you have the bronzer and the contour shades. Contour is definitely a little warm for a contour, but still really pretty colors. And they're nice if you want to blend them together and get a little bit of a deeper bronzer shade for like the summer. Next we have this cream bronzer from Tower 28. This is the Bronzino in West Coast. This is one I have not used yet. This is brand new to my collection. I just picked this up about a week ago with one of my little Sephora gift cards. So I was really happy to finally be able to pick up some of the products I've been really wanting to try. You can see this one definitely has like a gold flip to it, so it seems like it's going to be a very shimmery bronzer. And it's definitely got like a glowy, slick formula. Next I have this bronzer from Pure. This is the Bronzing Act Matte Bronzer in Light. And this is just a beautiful powder bronzer. It's got a marbled pan. And it's definitely a nice, soft shade, really gorgeous bronzer for my skin tone. And I really like Pure's powder and face products. I think they do really well with complexion. Next we have this Big Daddy bronzer from Charlotte Tilbury. This is the Airbrush bronzer in the shade 2 Medium. And this is a humongous pan of bronzer. You can use this little button here, kind of put something in there, and it should pop the pan out for you. And then once you run out of this bronzer, you can pop out the pan and just buy a refill for about $10 less than the full-size bronzer. So that's nice just to cut down on waste. This is a beautiful formula. It's akin to Charlotte's face powder, which is beloved. And it's just a very soft shade and soft formula that's very blurring on the skin and very beautiful. Next we have this bronzer from Laura Geller. This is the Baked Impressions bronzer, water resistant matte bronzer in the shade Light. This is a bronzer that I like but I haven't reached for in quite some time. The shade is really pretty and this is a gorgeous formula as well. I definitely need to get some more use out of this one. This would be a good one to like put into like a future project pan or something. Just try to get this one used up because it is a really pretty formula and a really pretty shade. It's just not one I reach for all the time. Next we have this one from Huda Beauty. This is the Tantour Contour and Bronzer Cream in the shade Light. And this is a cream bronzer slash contour. It is definitely a deeper shade, but it's so beautiful. I've been loving playing with cream bronzers and then setting them with powder bronzers, same with cream blushes and cream highlights. Then just setting them with a powder highlight or powder blush. I've really been enjoying that. I feel like it makes my skin look more moisturized, and it also locks in my face products much longer than just using powder alone or cream alone. Next I have this bronzer from Anastasia Beverly Hills. This is the powder bronzer in the shade Tawny. And this bronzer is a little bit more on the red side. This is one I picked up from TJ Maxx as well. I really like the formula. It is one I don't reach for nearly enough because it is a little bit more on the red side, but it is still really beautiful. And I enjoy using this product. Next we have another cream bronzer, this time from the brand Fenty. This is the Cheeks Out Cream Bronzer in the shade 03 Macchiato. I love this cream bronzer. This is probably my favorite one. You can see this divot that is happening in the middle of my pan. I've definitely made quite a dent in this one. And I think the shade is so beautiful. It's like the perfect shade for my complexion, but Fenty does offer a ton of shades in this bronzer. And it is just a gorgeous, warm, soft, glowy bronzer that looks absolutely beautiful. And it also looks really beautiful under powder bronzer. I love this product. Next, I have this powder bronzer from Milani. Mine is a little cracked. This bronzer was so popular when it came out that it was completely wiped out of stock, like everywhere I was looking for it. And I finally found one left over because it was cracked. And I was like, you know what, that's totally fine. This is the Silky Matte Bronzer in the shade Sunlight 01. This bronzer is a little bit more on the cool tone side, which is great because it can also be used for contour. And this has been a favorite of mine for a hot minute now. I really love this bronzer. I've loved it for such a long time. It is a great bronzer from the drugstore. Affordable, beautiful, and beloved. Another fabulous bronzer from the drugstore is the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer. I have mine in the shade Bronzer, and this product smells amazing. I'm finally starting to wear the pattern down. I have a little bit of a divot here. Definitely a favorite bronzer of mine. And the shade is just beautiful. It's got a nice soft glow and is so blendable on the cheeks. It looks really beautiful. And this also does come in a wide variety of shades, and the formula is fantastic. I think you'd really like this bronzer, and it's affordable. Next, I have this bronzer from Mented. This is in the shade Beach Bum. Unfortunately, this is a bronzer I wasn't too crazy about. The formula is really beautiful. I really love Mented's powder formula. However, the shade on this, for my skin tone, looked a little bit more like a peachy blush. When I tried it, it's a little bit too orange, I think. I do want to continue to try to use this, and maybe I'll enjoy it more in the summertime. But when I tried it on, it just definitely looked a little bit more like a blush on my skin. It doesn't look too bad swatched on my hand, but my hands may be slightly darker than my skin. So I'm not sure about this product. I do like the formula. I just think the shade is a teeny bit off. I was a little bummed out because I really love Mented. I love so many of the products I've tried from them so far. And I really wanted to love this bronzer. But, you know, jury's still out. I'll keep playing with it and see if I get some more use out of it. Otherwise, this may be one I declutter eventually. Next, I have another bronzer from Pure. This is the Mineral Glow Illuminating Bronzer. So this is more of a shimmery bronzer where the other one was a matte. This product, I actually have panned a mini version of this. I really like this formula. It's a little deeper than the matte bronzer that we looked at from Pure. A little bit of a deeper shade, but really beautiful, and I love that glow. I think it's so pretty. Next, I have this little mini Bronze and Glow from Natasha Denona. And in this little palette, we have a highlighter and a bronzer. Both of these products are very nice. Just a very cool tone bronzer shade, a little bit more on the red side. And I really think this is a beautiful product. The powders are really soft, and this highlight is like beaming without being obnoxious. Like, I really like that too, how sparkly that is. It's just really a beautiful little product. And it's not too expensive. I think this is around like $19 for two products from Natasha Denona. I think that's pretty good. Next, we have this beautiful bronzer from Ofra by one of my absolute favorite creators on this platform, Miss Samantha March. My beloved Samantha, I just adore her. She's just wonderful and fabulous and such a kind person and a beautiful, beautiful spirit. I just love her. This is the bronzer duo River that she created with Ofra Cosmetics. And inside you have a bronzer duo, if you can see that. There is a shimmery side and a matte side. I really like swirling this product together and using the two products all over my cheeks, but you can absolutely pick and choose if you're more of a matte girl or more of a shimmery girl. You do have two options. It's our shimmery side and our matte side. And also the shimmery side's a slight bit darker, so you can customize this a little bit more to your skin tone, which I think was very smart on Samantha's part and Oprah's part. And this is the 2 shades mixed. So you get like 3 bronzers in one. I think that's so amazing. I love this product. Next I have this bronzer from Bobbi Brown. This is the Illuminating Bronzing Powder. This is another one I picked up from TJ Maxx. I was super excited to find it, but it is not one that I have used yet. So let's go ahead and swatch it. Some of these bronzers sit at the back of my drawer and I just completely forget I even have them, which is why I really wanted to do this video and just revisit my bronzer collection, see what needed some more love, see all what was in there. Just enjoy the products that I have, be inspired by what I have in my collection, so I'm not inspired to pick up more bronzers. I've already picked up enough bronzers. But I think this is a really beautiful illuminating bronzer. It leaves a very nice sheen on the skin. Very pretty. I definitely need to reach for this one more. Next we have this Milani Baked Bronzer. This is in the shade Glow 04. And this is a beautiful formula. Definitely probably a little bit more ideal for summer, but it's got like these beautiful like glowy flakes throughout the baked formula. And it's definitely like more of a glittery, sheeny type bronzer. Just so beautiful for summer, but I'm the kind of girl that likes to glow all year, so I definitely still reach for this even in the winter, fall, spring, all year round. Next, another affordable bronzer I absolutely love is this one from e.l.f. This is the Primer Infused Bronzer in the shade Forever Sun-Kissed. I believe this is their lightest shade in their bronzers. But this is a beautiful formula. It's very soft. Beautiful on the skin, very natural, and a gorgeous formula. Next we have this beautiful bronzer by Marc Jacobs. This is the Tastic Omega Bronze Coconut Perfect Tan Bronzer. And we've got this big, beautiful pan inside. I love this formula. This one looks so pretty on my skin. And it's a little bit more on the cool tone side, very natural, soft, such a gorgeous shade. I really love this product. And I love how big it is. It's so fancy. Next, another bronzer I love. It's like all scratched up. I have no idea how, but this is from Bareminerals and it is the Invisible Bronzer. This is in the shade Fair to Light and it is such a beautiful product. This bronzer reminds me so much of Hourglass's formula. It's just really soft. It looks absolutely natural and beautiful on the skin. You can see it's like hard to even see it on my skin. But it just adds the softest bronze. It is so pretty. It isn't muddy at all. It is so blurring on the skin. It's got that same kind of Hourglass like finishing powder feel to it. Such a gorgeous product. I wish the Bareminerals had never discontinued this. It is one of their most beloved cult favorite products. And I think it was so silly of them to discontinue this because, you know, it was great. And I don't hear that many people talking about Bareminerals anymore. So maybe they should bring back their beloved products because they're great. Next, I have this one from NARS. This is the Seaside Bronzer. This one is slightly more red than Laguna, but it is a beautiful shade. I really like it. I think I might like this one more than Laguna. And I do have Laguna here. See, it's a little bit more warm, I think. Bronzers don't swatch the best, so I'm trying to do my best to get some color there. So you can see this one's a little bit cooler. I guess Seaside's a little bit warmer. So it really just depends on my mood, but I do love both of these bronzers a lot. And I think the formula is beautiful. And I love them. I love all these bronzers, or else I would have decluttered them. This little guy by Too Faced is the Bronzed Peach Melting Powder Bronzer. So this is a little bit more of like a cream bronzer, cream to powder. This is one I kind of forgot I had. I had saved it because I really liked it. But then I got a bunch of other cream bronzers and I forgot I had this one. It is definitely a little bit darker, but it's got so much like glitter and glow in it. It's really beautiful. I definitely want to reach for this one more. It's really the only Too Faced Peach product that I kept. I got rid of everything else, the highlighter and all the blushes. But this bronzer is really pretty and I need to reach for it more. Next, I have another bronzer by Fenty Beauty. This is Shady Biz. I got this one from my friend Denise, who was wonderful and generously gifted this to me. I love this bronzer. I love the Fenty formula, though I do think that the Fenty and the e.l.f. kind of remind me of one another a little bit, just in how the powders feel, but oh, I love this Fenty bronzer. It's probably one of my most reached for bronzers. I love the Fenty ones. They do sit in the front of my drawer, so that could probably help too, but I love this color. It's so pretty. Next, I have another bronzer from Too Faced. I think bronzers are where Too Faced, for me, product-wise, shines the most. I'm not crazy about a lot of their other products, but I do like their bronzers a lot. This is one I have not used yet because I cannot bring myself to touch this gorgeous pan. I know the moment I touch it, all of these beautiful gold ribbons will go away, and that'll make me so sad, but I do need to get some use out of this one because it's just silly for me to hang on to it because of how pretty it is and not get my use out of it. But it's just been hard. It's been hard to touch it because it's just so freaking beautiful. But this is supposedly a great bronzer from Too Faced. I've heard a lot of people like the Sweetie Pie bronzer. So I am excited to eventually use it someday when I finally can make peace with destroying this gorgeous pan. Oh, it's so pretty. Another Too Faced bronzer that I absolutely love is this one. This is the Sweetheart bronzer, Baked Luminous Glow bronzer in the shade Sweet Tea. This one is really beautiful. It's a split pan. So let's swatch both individually. So you've got a lighter, glowier side and then a deeper, glowier side, or you can mix them together like I do. And you've got kind of like a medium option. So I really, really love this formula. I think it's so pretty, and I use this one often. I like the cute little cardboard packaging, even though it's bulky. It's just neat. I like it. Another Fenty powder bronzer I have is this one Into Sun. This is the lightest bronzer in the powder line. This one is a little bit more cool tone, so I actually really like using this one more for like nose contour. It's the perfect shade. It's really light, so you can like hardly see it on my skin, which is like so great for contour. If you're just trying to add subtle shadow, I love this for nose contour. But it's also a really beautiful bronzer. But I've been reaching more for Shady Biz to bronze my cheeks and using this one more as a nose contour. Next, another drugstore bronzer is this one by Flower Beauty. This is the Heatwave Luminous Bronzer, and it is in the shade Sunrise L1. This bronzer is definitely more on the cool tone side, so I think this would be another great one for contouring, a nice powder contour. So you can see it's a little bit more cool, soft. It's really beautiful though. I do like this bronzer quite a bit. And I also really like using this with Flowers liquid bronzer underneath and doing the underpainting technique. And I have that bronzer right here, the Flower Heat Wave Bronzing Essence. I really love doing like an underpainting technique with this and putting this on under powder bronzer. It's just like a very soft formula. It is a little bit orangey, which is why I like mixing it with the cool tone bronzer that's a little bit too cool tone. The two of them are really great together. This one is less orangey, that one's less cool, and you get a nice formula that really lasts on the skin and is really beautiful. Another bronzer I love from the drugstore, probably one of my favorite drugstore bronzers, is this one by Maybelline, the City Bronzer. And this is in the shade 100. And this has a beautiful formula, very similar to the e.l.f. and the Fenty, but it's just a little bit of a lighter shade. It just looks so natural on the skin. And this formula, I also have a little bit of a divot in this bronzer. I built it up a little bit. It's still kind of hard to see. Like I said, bronzers don't swatch the best, but you can kind of see how it brings out like the goldenness in my skin. I have more neutral skin, meaning I can kind of pull warm or cool, but I think this is really pretty. We're getting close to the end, folks, but we've got this Milk Makeup Cream Bronzer. This is in the shade Baked. I really love this product. This product has a lot of fans, and I am one of them too. It's not my favorite cream bronzer because I do think that is the Fenty, but I do think this is really pretty. I like this shade. I've just been loving layering cream and powder products so much. This next one is a fancy bronzer that I have recently picked up because I really wanted to try it because I'm a goofball. This is so expensive. It's like $75 for not even an ounce of product, which is just craziness. But we have the Tom Ford bronzer. I have never tried anything by Tom Ford before. This is the Glow Bronzer in the shade 01 Gold Dust. And I have never even touched this because I just got it like this week with that Sephora gift card that I had. But that is really pretty. It's like a soft, glowy formula. Really pretty. I can't wait to try this. It's a little bit more on the red side, but that's really pretty because I feel like a lot of my bronzers don't look like this one. So it's pretty cool. And I'm keeping it in its bougie little sleeve because why not? It's cute. Another bougie bronzer I picked up with that gift card was this one by Gucci, and this is the beautiful Gucci bronzer. It is the Eclat Soleil 02. So this was the light shade. It looks really deep in the pan. Hopefully it's not too deep for me. They did have a fair shade, and this looked deeper than the fair and the medium shade, but we'll see. So it is a really pretty powder. It's a little bit darker, a little bit more red, but I think that'll be really pretty on my skin. I'm excited to try it, and I like this little glow it has. It's really pretty. We only have a few left, but we have this contour wand, the Hollywood contour wand from Charlotte Tilbury. You just twist it to unlock, and then you can squeeze that product. It looks really dark, but you can shear this out to a much softer contour shade. It's gorgeous on the skin. This is absolutely my favorite contouring product. One of my favorite products from Charlotte Tilbury in general. So pretty. I also have this little contour stick from KKW Beauty, and it is just a little cream contour stick that rolls up and rolls down. And I really like this for nose contour. It's a nice creamy cool tone shade, but it blends really well. I really like this product. Another bronzer I have is this one from Cover FX. This is the monochromatic bronzer duo, and this is in suntan bronze. This is actually the deeper of the two bronzers. I wanted the lighter of the two, but it was out of stock during the Ulta 21 Days of Beauty sale when they had these on sale. So I picked up this darker one for half off. But I found that if I use it gently, like very delicately dip into the pan, I can create a really beautiful bronzer for myself that isn't too deep. So I'd say with the bronzer, as with all the blushes, just go in with a light hand. And I think the colors really are very versatile for different skin tones. Our second to last bronzer is this one by Nude Sticks. These are the Nudies All Over Face color, and this is in the shade Bondi Bay. So this is a cream bronzer. Samantha Ravindell has raved about this one. You don't get a ton of product in here. You only get that much, but I have a lot of bronzers and a lot of cream bronzers, so I don't see me going through this super fast. This is one I recently picked up from Ulta with Ulta points. I was very excited to finally get my hands on it. And that is the shade. It blends out very nicely. And it's a really nice formula. I really enjoy the mini nude sticks I had picked up, the blushes and highlighter. I like using those along with powder blushes and powder highlighters as well. And it's just a really nice formula. Very glossy and shiny and pretty. And then my last, but certainly not least bronzer is this one from Lila B. This is another one that is newer to my collection. I didn't just pick it up this last time. I picked it up maybe like a month ago. But this bronzer is so expensive. It's like ceramic packaging, I think. And it's kind of cool that it feels like a little stone in your hands. It's very heavy. But you have two different bronzers in here. You have a lighter side and a deeper side. And this one I picked up because of Julia Adams MUA. She loves this product. Oh, it's so glowy and pretty. And I had to try it. She always raves about these Lila B products. And so I picked a few up to try because I'd never tried the brand. What a beautiful bronzer. So let's go ahead and count these up and see how many I have. Okay, so the grand total is 46 bronzers in this little basket, which is quite a few bronzers. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed seeing my bronzer collection. I hope this was fun for you. Definitely let me know if any of these jump out at you that you'd like to see more about or learn more about. And I'm planning to have some more collection videos very soon. I'll probably either do foundations next, or I may do face palettes next. We'll see. But I hope you guys enjoyed this. I love watching collection videos. I find them so relaxing and so fun. And I'm always just curious to hear what products people have, what they've been loving. So I hope this was fun and helpful for you. I thank you all so much for being here with me today. I love you all so much. And until my next video, bye-bye.